Who's your style inspiration? Who are the men that you look to become a better dressed man? The way that we become better is we emulate the masters. You see this in almost all industries. People learn from those that are better from them or those that are doing things in a different way. That's what I want to really push in today's video. I'm going to expose you to over 50 men who I think are killing it in the style game. All right, gents, I want to stress this is not a ranking. I'm putting the numbers here for easy reference for you so that you can find the particular individuals who, yeah, you match maybe their skin tone, you have the same hair type, you like their particular style. That way you can write down their names, you can find them easily, and that you can do a search for more images, for pictures. Maybe you can follow their Instagram, follow their YouTube channel, and you can be inspired to dress like them, to emulate their style so that you can use it to become the best dressed you. So first up on the list is Justin Trudeau, and he's the only politician I put in here, but I have to give the guy props. He is a well-dressed man. Number 2 on this list, we've got Shah Rukh Khan, SRK. If you're not familiar with Shah Rukh Khan, you need to be. This man has dominated Bollywood, and he's one of the best dressers, I think, to come out of India. Number 3, Idris Elba. Every time I see pictures of this guy, he is sharp dressed, whether he's wearing a suit, whether he's wearing casual clothing. Number 4, Samuel Jackson. I really like Samuel Jackson's casual style. I think this guy does a great job with accessories, and so you definitely want to check him out for that. Number 5, Benedict Cumberbatch. So I really think Benedict does a great job, again, with his casual clothing. Every time I see this guy, he's just well put together. Highly recommend you look to him for some style inspiration. Number 6, Ryan Gosling. From how he dresses in his various movies to the way he is simply snapped in pictures in and around Hollywood. What I like about Ryan is that, one, we've got so many great examples. He also has lighter hair, lighter skin, which I know for a lot of guys is difficult on trying to figure out how to dress for this, but Ryan makes it easy for you. Number 7, Hu Bing. If you're not familiar with this Chinese actor, he's also a model. This guy is all over the place. But what I love about Hu is he works with colors that work for his complexion. He's got dark hair, he's got lighter colored skin. And if you're looking for someone that travels internationally, this is a guy that knows how to travel and how to dress for it. Number 8, James Corden. What I like about James is he's a larger guy. He still looks great. He wears a lot of more formal clothing. He's oftentimes on the camera. So if you're going to be on camera, if you're a larger guy, look to James for inspiration. Number 9, Dev Patel. Like all the actors on this list, he can get dressed up and look good. But again, it's Dev's casual attire which really sets him apart. I also like it when he went through that longer hair phase. I don't know if he still has it, but I would say that the longer hair and the way he wears it, it's just really stylish. Highly recommend you check him out. 10, Harry Styles. I really like Harry Styles just in general. Everything he wears looks great on him, fits well. 11, Eddie Redmayne. Again, this is another gentleman that's constantly in front of the camera. He looks good, whether it's casual, whether it's dress attire. You want to go check out Eddie if you match his complexion and colors. 12, Michael Fassbender. So I love this actor, especially since he was in the X-Men movies, but in and outside the movies, he just seems to nail it. Again, I love his casual style. He just looks great. So if you're interested in dressing casually, dressing sharp, check out Michael. Waris Ahluwalia. Now from the pictures, it's obvious. Waris wears a turban and he's got a beard. 2 things which make him stand out from a lot of people in the Western world. But the thing is, the way that his clothing fits him on his particular frame is immaculate. And all of a sudden, we're paying attention to his clothing. We're paying attention to the man, not the fact that he stands out, that he looks different from the crowd. So if you're a Sikh, if you're a man that grows a longer beard and you've got a thin frame, you've got his complexion, you definitely want to learn from Waris. 14, George Clooney. Could a list have been complete without George? I don't know. But every time I see this guy, whether it's the red carpet, whether it's just casually about town, he looks great. He looks sharp. And if your hair is starting to gray, you're getting a little bit older, George is the guy you want to follow. He makes it just look so simple. He still looks great. You could always learn from George. 15, John Cho. So maybe 10 years ago, he would definitely not have been on this list, but I think that John's gone through an evolution. He's really stepped up his style game. If you match his complexion, you've got a high contrast, dark hair, light colored skin. John in general kills it when it comes to casual dressing. So you definitely want to go check him out. 16, Colin Firth. So if you want to dress sharp, if you want to dress like a perfect Englishman, Colin Firth is probably one of the best guys that you can learn from. If you haven't seen the movie A Single Man, highly recommend it. He worked on that with Tom Ford, and just an excellent movie when it comes to style. Now we're getting into entertainers. So up first, Will Smith, who I guess you could say is an actor. I still think of him as a singer, as an entertainer. And what I love about Will Smith is he's not afraid to experiment. There is a wide range of photos over the years how his style has evolved. So if you're an older man, you've got the same complexion, you've got the dark hair, definitely check to Will Smith. He always is on point. 18, Drake. Another entertainer, another style icon. Drake knows how to dress, not only formally, but also casually. Every time you see the guy walking out in front of the cameras, he just looks immaculate. Someone all of us can learn from. 19, Bruno Mars. So what I love about Bruno is he took a lot of cues from Elvis Presley, not just in his singing, but also his style. So he brings back a lot of retro, not afraid to own his hair. He's got some high hair here. He's a relatively short individual. So if you match his complexion, if you're a short individual, you may want to own your style just like Bruno. 20, Justin Timberlake. Now, an interesting fact about Justin Timberlake is his father was a banker, and Justin learned to dress from his father. So he's always had a love for suits, of dressing sharp. But as he's an entertainer, as he's a guy that's up on stage, he also understands the power of costume. So he's not afraid to get out there and try something different. Now, can you dress like Justin Timberlake all the time? Maybe not. But if you've got lighter colored hair, you've got lighter colored skin, he may be a great person to be inspired by. 21, David Beckham. So David's mother was a seamstress. She was basically a woman that worked with needle and thread, and that had a profound effect on David. He's always been a stylish gentleman. He's always, yes, been an athlete, but he's always been someone that understands the power of dressing sharp. 22, Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano is a style icon simply because of how great of a football player he is in Europe. But every time you see this guy, he's not afraid to wear the bling. He's not afraid to get out there and dress like he owns the place. I'm not saying that all of us can pull this off, but I am saying we can be inspired by him. 23, Russell Westbrook. So what I love about Russell is he's not afraid to push the boundaries. This guy is the fashion icon of the NBA simply because he's not afraid to go out there and just go completely against the crowd, wear something that people are going to make fun of. He knows this, but it grabs attention. It's one of those things. I love men that I see out there just owning their image, and he backs it up on the basketball court. 24, Dwayne Wade. Okay, so not as extravagant as Russell, but this is a guy that has consistently dressed well, owned his image while in the spotlight in the NBA. And I really like how he brings a lot of classical styles. 25, Odell Beckham Jr. So if you're not familiar, this guy, relatively young, but still understands the power of image and style. He's a great football player, but he also understands that if you're going to be in advertising, if you're going to want to have other deals outside of the football field, you've got to build yourself up as a brand, and that's what he's doing. 26, Pep Guardiola. So if you're not familiar with football in Europe, you're probably not going to be familiar with Pep, but he's a coach and he's on the sideline always looking immaculate. He looks great, but it looks completely effortless, despite the fact that he's going up and down the sideline. He's yelling at the refs. He is out there talking to and pepping up his players. He is the man when it comes to style. 27, Conor McGregor. So you knew this guy was going to be on the list. And I know many of you all hate Conor's style, but when it comes down to it, this man understands the importance of presentation, of image, of sending a message. In fact, he just called out, Mayweather, saying you should start dressing your age, start dressing like a man. Just cracked me up. 28, Nick Wooster. So if you're familiar with men's style, you're probably familiar with Nick. This guy has probably been one of the most photographed men in men's style. It's from his tattoos to his hair to the way that he's not afraid to push the envelope when it comes to modern clothing and wearing some of the latest trends. If you're into facial hair, you are an older man. What you may find is, I'm not going to wear all that he's wearing, but I like how he pulled that look off. I'm going to incorporate that into my wardrobe. Guys, that's the key with an icon, is someone that you can learn from, you can be inspired by. 29, Tom Ford. Speaking of icons, Tom Ford. This guy out of Houston, Texas, has redefined in many ways what it means to be a well-dressed man. And I just love Tom Ford's suits. I love his casual clothing. Everything about Tom Ford except the darn prices of his clothing. But I would have to say, he can command that with his fragrances, with everything he puts out, because he just simply wants and expects the best. 30, David Gandy. So if you've seen any type of advertisements with a male model, you've probably seen David Gandy. Now you can argue David doesn't even dress himself. He's got all these stylists. But when it comes down to it, the man knows how to look good, partly because he's gifted, with great genetics, but also because he pays attention to all the small details. 31, Joshua Kissy and Travis Gumps over at Street Etiquette. So if you're not familiar with this website, you should be. These guys have helped bring streetwear to the masses. If you match their complexion, if you are in an urban environment, you definitely want to check out Street Etiquette. 32, Dan Trepanay over at Articles of Style. If you're not familiar with this guy, he was one of Esquire's best dressed men a few years back. What I love about Dan, though, is there are tons of examples of him wearing different pieces of clothing out there. He truly is a modern, young style icon who is self-made. I highly recommend you go check him out. Look at what the guy's doing, and he is someone that you can definitely be inspired by. 33, Aaron Marino. What can I not say about Aaron Marino? Now, he doesn't have tons of pictures out there, but what he does have, tons of videos. And this man, probably more than almost anyone else on this list, has inspired and made a difference with the small details, with the energy he brings to the room. A great dress guy, a very good friend of mine, and he's someone that I am inspired by, not just because of the clothing and the way that he grooms himself, but also the man that he is. Aaron, you know I love you, and I'm proud to have you on this list. 34, Jose Zuniga. So if you are down in Florida, you want to learn how to dress sharp in the heat, maybe you match his darker skin with his darker hair, you've got his build, you're younger, you want to go check out Jose Zuniga over at Teaching Men's Fashion. Him and his brother Juan do an excellent job teaching guys how to dress sharp, but there are these tons of videos, tons of different outfits. What I really love about their channel as well, he takes a lot of pictures. He makes this information available so that you can actually see what he's wearing. 35, Sven Raphael Schneider. From Germany, now living in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Sven is the real deal. He's a personal friend of mine. And what I love about Sven is that he's not afraid to walk his own path. In a world that most men are casually dressed, this guy in the Midwest is pulling off ascots, is pulling off pin collars. He takes a number of photos. There's a number of them out there. He also makes great videos. And so if you're looking to dress sharp, to go down your own path, definitely more of a formal style, go check out Sven. 36, Brock McGough. If you're not familiar with Brock, you should be, especially if you're on the smaller side. If you are a guy that's under 5'7", if you weigh less than 120 pounds, you're going to love Brock because he understands that it's hard to find clothing. So he not only wears a lot of this clothing and models it, especially over on his Instagram, but Brock also talks about the brands. He introduces you to them. I just love what Brock's doing. I'm proud to have him on this list. 37, Tanner Guzy. So Tanner is all about masculine style. That was the former name of his company. But really, if you want to represent and dress in a way that you show the world what you stand for in an environment in which most people don't, Tanner is your man. He's got a great YouTube channel. He puts out tons of pictures on how to simply dress as a father, as a husband, as the man you know yourself to be. 38, Brian Sakawa over at He Spoke Style. So definitely go check out. Brian has tons of photos. And in Baltimore, he does a great job of showing how you can dress in an urban environment, still dress formally, dress the way you want to, and look great doing it. So definitely go check out Brian over at He Spoke Style. 39, Sabir M. Peel over at Men's Style Pro. So what I love about Sabir is he, again, is in tons of photographs so that you can be inspired. If you match his complexion, you match his look, or you just want to read some great information about men's style, definitely go check him out over at Men's Style Pro. 40, George Hahn. George is in New York City. He's a well-dressed man. If you've got his complexion, the dark hair with lighter skin, if you're an urban type of individual, you're a New Yorker, you live in Chicago, you definitely want to check out George. He's also got a great podcast, but there are pictures of him looking great, and I think George is a great style inspiration. 41, Baron Cordo over at the Effortless Gent. So what I love about Baron, not always a whole lot of photos of him dressing sharp, but when he does, he looks great. And he's lived both in San Francisco, in New York City, so he understands style in the urban environment. If you go over to his website, Effortless Gent, tons of examples, really one of the world's thought leaders when it comes to men's style, so definitely go check out Baron. 42, Simon Crompton over at Permanent Style. So Simon has a background as a journalist, but he got into men's style as a hobby, something he just wanted to look into. Next thing you know, it became a business for him. If you live over in England or over in Europe, you may find that you just resonate with Simon, so definitely go check him out to be inspired. 43, Hugo Jacomet over at the Parisian Gentleman. So if you've got long gray hair, you definitely want to be inspired by Hugo. But it's a lot more than that. It's the way the man carries himself. He's at fashion shows throughout Europe. So if you type him in, you can go grab his book, which is very well illustrated, should be on everyone's coffee table. But I highly recommend, if you want to be fashionably inspired from a European perspective, definitely go check out Hugo. 44, Blake Scott and George Laboda over at the Gents Lounge. If you're not familiar with this duo, they've got a great YouTube channel. These guys are the real deal. If you're young, you want to be inspired, and they've got what I love about the combination is they're very different men. So you can look at them, you can say, you know, I connect more with George, or maybe you connect more with Blake, whatever it may be. You can go there, find tons of images, and be inspired to dress like the man you know yourself to be. 45, Adam Gallagher. So I see his pictures stolen all over the web. And you know why it happens? Because Adam makes style look easy. He puts so many different images out there, but go give him a follow over on Instagram. Check out what he's doing. If you want to dress better, go learn from Adam. This guy is killing it when it comes to casual style. 46, Travis White. So if you're not familiar with Travis, you want to go check out his Instagram. This guy knows how to dress, and he's also a personal friend of mine. Travis has done amazing work over the last few years, just putting out tons of images, tons of pictures, and he's got from casual to more formal wear. He's got a great Instagram, highly recommend it. I'm going to link to it down in the description of this video. Now, to save a little bit of time, guys, I'm going to go a little bit faster to wrap this up. 47, Mariano DeVaio. 48, Will Taylor. 49, Fabio Atanasio. 50, Johannes Hubble. 51, Jim Chapman. 52, Cantu Dantas. 53, Chris John Millington. 54, Cary Grant. 55, Steve McQueen. 56, James Bond. And I think it's hard to go wrong with pretty much any actor that has played this iconic individual. 57, Harvey Specter over at Suits. 58, Don Draper over at Mad Men. And 59, Thomas Crown in The Thomas Crown Affair, both movies. All right, gents, that's it. That was a lot in today's video, but I want you to be inspired. And more importantly, I want you to take action. So let me know in the comments of this video, who are you inspired by? Maybe I missed them. Maybe you want to add them into the comments. Now, gentlemen, if you want to help me reach more people with this video, I would appreciate a like. I would appreciate you sharing this video. I would appreciate you passing this on to other men. Because my goal here at Real Men Real Style is to make an impact, to make a difference by helping men use style to get what they want out of life. I know so many of you you've just got big dreams, you've got ambitions, and I feel that if you can dress in a way that people open up doors to give you that chance, that opportunity, you're going to be able to make an impact and be able to make a difference in this world. Gentlemen, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.